terrible storm situation or whatever, we'll just fill out a rental agreement or something and they could use it. Just as long as they covered the liability. But that bucket truck would be able to be inspected and the insurance company would appreciate that. So.
Do they have to surplus it or do all the things or?
They already have it surplus. They just have not listed it. They usually, or in the past, they've listed it on Purple Wave. But if we're interested in it, like I said, they wanted 20,000 for it. I'm gonna offer them 10 or 15 if that's okay with you guys, with the caveat of using it if there's a disaster.
And we have money in the equipment budget for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
How much is in the equipment budget?
and we budgeted 40.
And you're gonna offer 10 or 15?
Yeah.
Seems to offer 15 grand.
JR, you have
I
any
think it'd be a
thoughts?
good deal. I mean, they're gonna go for it because be able to grab it if they really get in a pickle.
Right.
And I don't
Well-
think we should have a problem doing that.
And there's been nights when we have had outages and some of those guys bypass going clear to Blunt and then just come up and use our bucket truck. So, I mean, then we're not renting a truck from Oahe either in some of those things, so.
I need a motion to make an offer to Oahe Electric for the bucket truck for 15,000.
Yes,
Second, roll call,
as long as the other truck leaves.
Yeah,
please.
I'll be fine.
Roll call, Marla,
Yes.
Caleb, Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Next on the agenda is the dust control bill. This is some dust control that the city discussed in September of 2025. This included fixing that stretch of road that curves around by CHS. And when they sprayed the Meg water, it was from Ash Avenue all the way to that Ginseng. And then they did from Cedar all the way to 83, which all that's city. I've really had to think hard about this, about how it should be handled. It is all city streets. I think there was a section from Ginseng to Redwood Avenue that was probably county. But the county did us a solid and came in and gave us the trucks and helped us build up that road. I think we pay it. And in the future, there's a discussion with, if we're gonna do any kind of dust control, then we sit down with CHS. And if we're gonna look at dust control, I mean, Barbers, Yackleys, Lambs, they all have bins in those areas. I just think you open up a pretty big can of worms when you start dialing in that it's strictly a CHS issue. While the trucks do go down that road to CHS, Barbers have bins, Yackleys have bins, Munt Brothers have bins, Lambs have bins. So I think that we need to have the discussion in the future with CHS if we need to do some more Meg water right there. Caleb, I'll let you go ahead and that's my spiel on it. I think we need to just pay it and move on.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I think anything we do moving forward needs to happen on a road use agreement. I know the county's doing the same thing with them. My question is, did CHS pay any rent on the lot, like what was in the contract? They did. Okay, sounds good.
The problem I have with the road going from pretty much at the scale all the way to the highway is we need to do some work on that road. Because just putting Meg water on now is not the solution. Just because if you don't have some gravel there to absorb that mag water, it's just gonna get, I mean, it's a little rough now, but we go another year on that, it's gonna get just.
You did a big lift on it here 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, but I still think we need to try to work it a little
That's
bit.
fine, and
I
we,
mean-
we crushed that gravel out there, and
And I
I
just,
can just, when B and B is hauling for the county, it just works better because the county's loader is out there.
Mhm.
They can load that, and B and B will bring in a round of trucks a day, and that's between 4 and 8 trucks, depending on mechanical things.
I just think doing a little work on it, put a little bit of gravel on it before you mag water would go a long, long ways.
Yeah.
Try to keep it.
Yeah.
I
don't-
probably drive too fast on it, but it does slow me down right now.
Strategically placed speed control is what that is.
I know a lot of people really dislike mag water but when it was put on at a proper rate, like what it was this time, it actually is still there. Where when Doug was doing it, previous, he was putting on a quarter rate. And then it would just go away right away. And then
Basically, you just shy away from it for a day. It makes a big difference.
but yeah,
I need,
it's a necessary evil sometimes. So, yep.
I need a motion to approve the dust control bill.
Move.
Second,
Second.
roll call.
Marla,
Yes.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
New cell phones. Tim, you want to talk about this?
Oh, that's part of that first net. I don't have that quote there, but it's dirt cheap. And it's even cheaper than what is currently getting paid for my cell phone service through Venture. FirstNet, since it would be the city phone regardless, it has priority network usage in the case of a disaster, stuff like that. Priority data, so that's kind of the long and the short of it. And like I said, it's pretty cheap plans per month.
About 30% less than everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Does anyone have experience with them? Do they have good reception? And
The
It's
sheriff's
through
office has
AT&T.
had it for
Oh, it's
years.
through
Yeah, it's AT&T. It's just a different leg of their service.
One of the things is Rhonda gets a lot of city stuff, texted to her and phone calls on her personal cell phone. And if she's looking to do possible retirement this year, I think we need to get people phased off into a different, not calling and texting her using that city cell phone as the connection to her or the finance manager or whatever. And that's kind of where we were going with that one. You mentioned that last year about maybe we needed to look at doing that.
Yeah.
To get people to be less to your personal cell phone. Right?
Just get a city finance line as well. No big deal.
Yeah, and the total per month for both phones would be $84.98. I'd like to add mine and 2 kids and husband. It's a nice plan.
I'd say you go with it.
I need a motion.
Yeah.
Second.
Roll.
Second it.
Marla,
Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Public comment. I don't believe we have anybody here for public comment. Sheriff's report.
Questions?
All good in the neighborhood, huh?
Right now. I mean, we've been, there's always something going on, but nothing serious, so we've been fortunate. There's, I know Stanley County, the last 3 weeks had a string of car burglaries down there. They have a bunch of them. And, so get everybody locking their stuff up again. So it can happen anywhere, but so far we've been lucky. At least nobody's reported anything.
They
And the
don't know
mystery
about it.
dogs, we found out who's the mystery's dogs were, for sure. And he's tried to remedy that from like 8 miles out in the country, so. Mike was getting a lot of blame and they weren't his. So,
Suzanne is here. Is Gary coming or?
no, he just had his knee replaced this
no.
morning.
Okay, so I want to preface this with, CHS we're a farming community. And 99% of our sales tax revenue is generated from our farmers. And when you look at the area where the main complaint is coming from, there are augers that handle the corn, and there's bin sites. So there's CHS, there's Ringneck, there's Yackley Farms, there's Wicks Bins, there's Munt Brothers. There's several bins in that area. And so I feel that it's very hard pressed that we continue to point fingers at CHS and that this is their problem. So the other thing is on that, there is no ordinance that discusses air control. That's something that you have taken to the state and had that discussion with. I don't know how those discussions were met. I know Gary had complained about the noise. I'm also going to discuss that now. On March 3rd at 11:42, there was a decibel test done at the stop sign by his house. CHS had the train car, which was empty, so that would of course make more of an echo in it because there would be less in it to capture some of that noise. The train lid was dropped, and the max decibel was 64.1. The maximum decibel level in our ordinance is 65. It was 24 degrees, so it was well below freezing, and the wind speed was 11.7 miles per hour.
Out of what direction, out of curiosity? I'm just kind of.
The wind speed,
Did it say what direction the wind's out of?
north.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. And so there are apps that can go on phones to do decibel levels. And Gary can certainly do one so that he can see what it is in his house. If it was louder in his house, I'd struggle a little bit with that because he's got insulation and walls and such. So at this point, our attorney stated that there is, unless he can bring in documentation showing that it's at a level that's above what the city ordinance is inside his home, there's nothing more that the city can do because it does fall below the maximum decibel levels. This is something that continues to come up, and so I just wanted to clarify that pointing the fingers at CHS, it just can't be just a CHS problem with the debris.
It's the biggest one though.
I understand that.
Can I have the floor now? Okay, I had a really, really nice conversation with Stephanie Braytek. She is the regional manager for CHS that is located out of Minneapolis.
Integral Heights, but same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, and yes, we just had a really great conversation about everything, the rural area, and we understand each other. And I understand that it is not just a CHS problem, that it really is an Oneida City Council problem. that it is all of the activity that is in that area, that we have allowed grain bins to be placed up so next to the city limits. And we are getting all that dust. And we are getting all of the debris that comes from the augers. And she was very good about telling me about the pictures that she has taken at CHS and that the pictures that she has taken at the grain bin sites, and how she did have this problem at 2 other towns. One was in South Dakota, one was in North Dakota, I believe. Some of the remedies have been berms, trees, grass. And I really noticed how nice Jesse Whitler out north of town here has grass around his grain bin site. Every other Tom, Dick, and Harry farmer thinks that everything has to be gravel. What the heck? Gravel. It's like, come on, you guys. Up until 10 years ago, when this became a problem, there was minimal dirt. I didn't have to put up with dirt. I have to clean dirt off the side of my house. That's just so much crap. That elevator was damn near defunct 25, 30 years ago. And now it's running all this grain through. I'm just damn mad. And I know it's not CHS's problem now. But we need to do something about it. I don't care where the tax money is coming from. And I know that it's not an EPA thing either, because they have no control over the farmers. But she did laugh in our face because we have a gravel road that comes from the highway.
Where do you suggest CHS planting grass at? In between?
I say everybody needs to plant grass. I say they need to relook at all the places that they have gravel and that they need to put some dirt and some grass, and they need to slow this down.
But you go out there on a busy day and a normal day, not a busy day, a normal day, and where all the trucks are parked, there's absolutely no place grass is gonna go from the building, you know, the CHS, I'm just gonna pick on CHS, the CHS building east. There's no place that grass is gonna go there with how trucks have to park and move. So then you go across the road over to the liquid plant with how trucks come and go there. I don't know where grass would go there with how they move through. But like on a, you know, you talk about Jesse Whitler's, well, he's got this big buffer outside of town, and it is nice. But when Jesse's drying corn there, just take for instance, if the dryer's going, there's bees wings coming all the way into town from that even, you know, so it's.
I'll tell you the
It's
reason
kind
I
of the
want
nature of the
gravel around
beast.
my grain bins. Rodents.
Rodents, yeah.
Rodents,
Yeah.
if you have gravel, they're almost non-existent unless they have something to crawl under. Because they need places to hide. And it's lesser
If
of
it's
two
far
evils.
out in the country somewhere, I don't care. But I mean, I am horribly concerned about Oneida and what is happening with all of the building permits and what's going on. Where are we going to be another 20 years down the road? Am I going to be sitting alongside some agricultural building?
There's not one new grain bin out here on this side of town in the last 20 years,
Well, I'm really glad.
you know? So I mean, it's,
I wouldn't think of any.
It's just the overall usage, it's just the amount of turnover of, the elevators are just flipping their storage capacity so much more than we used to, back. I would, just call it 20 years ago, we were primarily a wheat county. And now this year we're not even maybe a 10% wheat county. We're a corn and bean county, which is a high bushel, high volume. Just think all the piles and everything you see everywhere.
Are we watching I don't know what the word is I want to use because I cannot come up with it right now, but like where you're at now, JR, that used to be a residential street. And if I had lived over there where Hofers or the Hutterites or whatever their name was, and the next thing I knew, I had agricultural equipment sitting right beside my house where that house got tore down on the corner, I would have had a fit. That's my concern. Part of this whole agricultural, like putting up against shit, I'm sorry, is where are we going? And what is going to get sold and who's going to buy it? And where are the lines going to be drawn?
Well, I can assure you, if it's sold and bought in this town, it's bought by a farmer or somebody tied with farming. So likely that.
Likely
I
it's
think
gonna
her
get
point
torn
is
down
shop
and
buildings and not homes
Yeah,
next to our homes
Yeah.
is what she's talking.
yeah. Yep.
I think it got ahead of us because there should have been, you go to other towns where there's elevator stuff, there are trees in between the town and the elevator.
Yeah.
And that would make a hell of a difference. But when I gotta stand out on my patio and I'm grilling steaks on my patio in the evening and they got the blower going and it's coming from CHS because I can see it coming.
Yep.
And it going on my food, I don't appreciate that very much either. But we're behind the eight ball so much. And
And I
yeah,
think-
we're agriculture, but I guess.
And I think a lot of it too is you see, you drive by drive by Falcon over there, you see what, the elevators in town there used to be a size of an elevator like Harvest States used to be.
Used to be.
And, they abandoned that project. They just went outside of town and just expanded because that's where the room was,
Yep.
and unfortunately that's not the case here because they just don't have the area to do that or the track space to do that right now, but yeah. No, the dust deal or the grain dust deal is a big deal, but you fire up a Wahhe's dryer or a Wahhe loading cars or just dumping. Physically just dumping trucks. It's just boiling
Mm-hmm.
and it,
There used to be something when they had those pits that they were inside a building, I thought. But
Well,
it's those outside ones. is
little
where
bit, but,
a lot of that
um,
stuff is coming from.
I think the biggest problem is we are raising so many more bushels,
Mhm.
and then not only bushels, now you're talking more trucks. And,
And more bigger trucks.
oh yeah, and it's.
So we have more
it's-
tires going down the road. than we
well,
used to.
it's,
And when you're piling the corn, you're touching it, you're trucking it twice.
right, I feel for you. I live in this town too. I've thought about this a lot, and I can't come up with a easy solution.
I'm not gonna argue that there is still a lot of stuff coming from CHS, and I just need to get back on the telephone and have a conversation again and send some photos, but yes, just the other day, and it wasn't bees wings, it was just fine particulate that was just, I was leaving my house to jump in my vehicle to run to pier, and it was just coming down.
so you look up at the legs there at the top at the towers, and that fan that you're talking about, it's basically just what it looks like. It's just a fan running, trying to trying to help suck material out of there, just. But
And we do feel for you. I live on the highway in between the two elevators. I don't open my windows, but that's by choice. I was raised on the railroad tracks. I don't hear the trains anymore. I hear them, but
Yeah,
it's just
I don't either.
something- it's just something, I know it's gotten worse, but it's also with our revenue source that comes into town, it's like we have to pick our battles, and we can learn from the problems we have. But like you said, we can't unring the bell and say we can't let them expand here or expand there. We can only do our best to deal with the dust and she laughed at us with having a gravel road instead of a paved road. But if we let the city of Oneida vote on paying for a paved road, I don't think that they would like that.
I mean, you're talking a $3 million easy.
Yeah.
3 mil.
So, I mean, that would be a dust thing, but that wouldn't help with your bee swings.
And normally those scenarios come into play, no different than how I did out at Ring Neck. Okay, we're gonna build a facility. Okay, there's gonna be a TIF. We're gonna cycle tax dollars over to help pay for this instead of just and I've asked this in the past if you can enact a TIF post, and it doesn't sound like that is the case, so yeah. As far as dust control measures on the dirt and the gravel, Magwater is the solution there.
So can we inquire with the farmers about putting some mag water around their grain bin sites?
I would say 99% of the area down there that is magged. And I say that because as soon as they do a treatment on the road, it drags out everywhere else. Yeah.
Goes into those areas.
Yep.
I mean, I did personally feel like there were a few places at CHS that were missed last year. Like from the new building on the west side of the three-way stop across the scale and all the way west, they
They did the traffic lanes. They did the
they
truck
did
traffic.
very
They did do
heavily.
that.
They didn't like stretch it out and go where trucks might have to take bigger turns and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they didn't hit the corner by the elevator very good either.
That was doubled up on. So CHS magged once interior, and then again when that bill we were just talking about. But yeah, I mean, and you can only throw so much at it anybody
The
that
thing about,
that runs a business.
I say
you
this
can
every
only
day.
throw so much
this
at it.
comment comes out of my mouth every day. I kid you not. Nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Anyway, I always like to slam him once in a while, but anyway, but my point is, Magwater is a good product. We get a dry spell. It don't work.
Yeah.
When we first started doing out the elevator, when I worked at Hawaii, I had commenters come in. Did it rain last night? No. Well, gravel's all wet. Well, it's just humidity. That's what we got to have humidity. In which I think it's working better now because we have way more humidity than we used to because we're row crop instead of small grain.
So in the future, are the farmers going to be allowed to just keep putting up grain bin after grain bin after grain bin out there on the east.
I hope
side
they
of the-
keep building them, but I
Because
understand
there
where
is a
you're
grain
coming.
bin there already.
I understand where you're
So-
coming from. And I guess it's a very good point that we have to take into consideration before we issue a building permit in the city limits.
If it's not in the city limits, then it's a county problem with building permits.
So what is the city limit? What is the,
Jay Jonas's house right there, like that school park or the park, and Jay Jonas's right there.
That
Jay-
road.
Yeah, Jay's house is on county, and that side all the way out to Oahe Grain is county,
All the way to the highway.
all the way to the highway. Yep. So that's all county.
and
then you get-
everything west of the railroad track?
But then you go,
On that side of the road. To the highway.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it goes out to Ginseng,
Mhm.
all the way to the highway.
Mhm.
Back up to. I'm terrible with my streets. I just know where to go.
Yeah.
Is Lamb's implement in city limits?
Yes.
Okay, so that,
Wickersham's shop is in the city limits.
It's in city limits.
Yes.
yep.
Lamb setup shop, what they called setup shop up there, that is all city limits. We were probably one of the few cities in the state that used to have a lagoon in the city limits.
Okay. Well, is it something that the city, it's gonna go beyond when you guys are on the council and in the future, when this comes along again, that building permits are not going to be allowed in city property or on city property or in city limits
For what?
for anything agriculture?
That's a pretty
I-
broad statement that I
Yes.
don't think
I'm
we
not-
could make or support.
I think it's a case by case basis and where it's going and what it affects.
Right.
So when you guys are not on the board and 20 years from now, this resurfaces, what is the guarantee?
There is no guarantee.
Hopefully, very seldom do you see a city council, everybody get off at the same time. You get a new one in here and there, and hopefully that can be transmitted to, I'm gonna say younger people, just to put it.
But when that
Factual.
side of, that from the railroad tracks that way is our commercial side of the city, that only makes sense that that expansion can only happen out there. So it's, I mean, that's where CHS is gonna expand there. We all know it. It's gonna happen.
That's
There's,
the only place there's room
Yeah.
for them to.
I fully expect them to expand there. Oahe Grain's gonna expand. They're outside of us, but they're gonna expand.
And a building permit has to come to the city and it has to be reviewed. And we have several for tonight and they have, lined out on the map as to where what they're putting there, how they're putting it. And again, we can't guarantee that any of us will be here in 20 years to say you can't put a grain bin there.
But like if CHS expands, we'll work on maybe a berm situation or making sure that they like plant a tree or something that's like, it isn't just going to be more dust.
I
on
don't
top of
know that
dust.
we can control that, but what we can do is have the conversation with them.
Okay.
And they've been very responsive when I've had a discussion with them about certain things, whether it be dust control, the train lids. I mean, they can only do what they can do.
Because when I talked to Stephanie, I really got the impression that it's in your control,
It is not a city issue.
that
I can't believe that CHS is gonna put a lot more into this facility for years down the road because they're so landlocked. Yeah, they can do a couple things, but they're about gonna have to go outside the city or move down the line a little bit. I mean, I go back to the ethanol plant. I wish the ethanol plant would have been 3 miles further south, but It's the way it was. I'm glad it's here. I'm not gonna argue that we don't need them. But they're gonna run into the same problem being landlocked.
Yeah, I mean, that's the deal. I mean,
They are already, because they can't go south anymore.
right, you go south, Oahe Grain owns everything from CHS to Kona Ag right there. There could easily be another elevator there. There could be 10 million bushels of corn piled there next week. You know, I mean, there's nothing we could do about that.
No.
Absolutely nothing. So, I mean, it's just, they've been good, decent to work with on the dust control, and it's, Stephanie can say whatever she wants. It's totally up to the
Yeah, and-
location. Right now, we've got Doug and Sean. Both of them are gonna be retired here by
Right, shortly.
by August, so it's gonna be a whole new regime come in, right? And see what they prioritize, you know? When Milt was here, it didn't seem like it was that much, but again, many years ago, they weren't handling material, so. Yep.
Well, she seemed to think that the farmers out there on the edge of town could do something also.
Yeah.
If they wanted to slow it down. But we are going to be very careful in the future about not letting anything build up within city limits.
I'm not going there. I'm just not going there. Yeah.
If there's a building permit brought up for that, you're welcome to come and speak about it.
So like for the future resale value of my house, I have no guarantee that 30 years from now, there won't be something.
You're not
I
gonna be
pray
around
in
for
30 years that you were around to sell your
I
house.
frickin' won't be, but I would like to tell somebody, I would like to try to give them that guarantee because people are already looking at what is going on the west side of my house.
I think there's a lot more problems in this town than
Than-
dust, but you've got a 100% legit concern, and there's things that can happen to slow it down. CHS can take care of that. Yeah. So,
Gary didn't think you guys knew what bees wings were, so I brought this with. He swept that up in a 20 by 20.
2x2
Oh, 2 by 2, my bad.
off his
on his
driveway one day, 2 square feet by 2
On my
square
desk
feet.
every day.
After it did one of its big showers, so.
Budget county request for 2027 pool, rec request.
We've been getting 20,000 for several years. Last year, we increased it to 25,000, which they accepted. Do we want to go 25,000 again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's good. You hate to ask for an increase twice in a row.
For some reason, I didn't think they accepted it.
Actually, I think we put it in at 20 and they increased it by 5,000.
Is that how it went?
No.
Okay.
We asked for 25.
Something, yeah.
there was a long discussion.
Okay,
I'm sure it will be again. Do you need a motion on that?
no.
Okay, building permits. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 building permits in front of you.
Tate and Carly Reinhardt, 305 South Sixth Street, a 36 by 16 front deck made of composite. Pete and Patty McGee, they have taken rock out and are concreting it on their existing driveway. Rod Miniger wants to put in 82-foot privacy fence wood at 400 South Fifth Street.
Would that be on the north side of his house?
So
So,
On the south side? Okay.
all those lots between Ryan's old shop.
Okay. Okay.
Nick and Rachel Wiley, a 10 by 10 shed in the backyard. And Tunes and Friends, putting in a patio made out of pavers and a fence.
I need a motion on the building permits.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. May meeting date, May 4th. Rhonda?
It's, May 4th is the middle school, high school spring concert.
Tell them to change.
I'm sure Marlo won't be here. Terry Jo won't be here. My granddaughter will be in there.
I probably.
You probably will be too.
Well, maybe it's not too.
Move it to the 5th.
That works for me.
Do we need to adjust our time for a few months to 7 to help out a little bit?
That'd be fantastic.
I'd go for it.
All right.
I'd go even later, but that's just a wish. That's-
Start at 7 PM with the next meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's the 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
Tuesday.
Do we get margaritas?
Ooh,
Ooh, I like this.
fantastic idea.
Cinco
Saying.
de Mayo.
Oh, there's always afterwards.
Election update, Rhonda.
We have an election this year, It'll be between Mike Yackley and Jessica Oliver. Shepherd will retain his seat, Roush retains his seat, and Marla did not run again. So she will be up for an appointment if she wants to be up for it. Or,
I say I've been on this group since '97. It might be time for some fresh people.
Oh, that's not a long time.
But there's nobody else there, so
Yeah, you're fine.
welcome back to the party. Woo. Choo-choo.
I mean, unless you got someone convinced to take your spot.
You have to find a suitable replacement.
There you go.
I don't have to find out. You guys know of somebody in that ward that might be good, you should just ask them.
When is the election? Remind me, since they moved it.
June 2nd.
Combined with the county and
County,
School?
everything.
federal,
Yeah.
everything.
Everything one election.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this up.
Yes, sir.
I think we need to go away from the wards and just go.
We had this conversation.
Yeah, I know.
We've had it
So we
several times.
need someone that's not on the council to take a petition out so we can get it put on the ballot for how many signatures did we need? Like 50?
50, I believe.
50 signatures to put it on the ballot to go to open wards. And so if you have someone that would feel like they would like to do that,
When you get off.
right?
Joe Carter.
I think that I'm not in disagreement at all. It's
I
just,
think we're small enough that it would be.
Well, I understand why we have the wards, so,
yeah.
you know, Lee's on there and you are and Bacher are, and well, we're gonna pave our street just because it's in front. I understand why that.
Oh, I do
I
too,
totally
but-
understand that, but you ain't gonna be able to walk down the street if you three would pull that, but no, and I,
You know, back when we had 800 people in town, you had more people to pick from to be on this
Yeah.
council. It was easier to find people.
Yeah, Aaron said that nobody on the council should be out getting the signatures for the petition.
it's a free world.
I know, but it's been discussed several times about that's a really good idea, is to do open words. So if you know anybody that would be interested in taking the petition around to get it put on the ballot.
So when does it,
Please.
like, when would it have to be turned in and what, like,
So go,
You'd have to call the Secretary of State's office. They have all the election. They would give us the timeline of when everything would need to be done. and
Yeah.
how the petition needs to be written up and.
I mean, it's, okay, let's say you did it and you could put it on the general election. I don't know if
that's
we
when it
can-
would have to go to, is the general.
yeah,
And then you got enough time. I mean, we can't do it the next June election, because
No.
we're another year behind that, you know.
Water report.
I've given you all a copy of the water report. These numbers come from the water samples that we send into the state and that Mid Dakota extends into the state. The city of Oneida has supplied 17 consecutive years of safe drinking water to the public it serves. Again, we've gotten the Secretary's Award. This has been published in the Oneida Watchman. I do have it on TV that this report is available here if anybody's interested. I think in 19 years, I've had one picked up. But
That's the year we didn't get it or something.
And it was somebody from outside of town that wanted it, yeah. So,
Well done to the city guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do. New garbage contract, Rhonda.
it's time to renew the garbage contract. Do we want to stay on the 3-year rotation? Yep, okay, I will get that sent out.
All right. Malt beverage license renewals.
We have the license renewals from Don's Food, Blue Goose, and Tunes and Friends. Everybody is paid.
That's gotta be up first.
It is.
What about Fog Gang?
She has liquor. This is just.
Okay,
this is
I'm
just
sorry,
what we do.
my bad.
So,
I need a motion to approve the malt beverage license renewals.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Yeah.
We'll call it. Please.
Roll call, Marla,
Yes.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Yes.
First read of ordinances 2026-01 fireworks.
Ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance amending 8.6.2.4 of the ordinances of the city of Oneida concerning the discharge of fireworks, be it ordained by the city council for the city of Oneida, South Dakota, as follows. Section 1, that's section 8.6.2.4 of the ordinances of the city of Oneida is amended to read as follows. Period of authorized use. The discharge of fireworks within the city of Oneida shall be unlawful except as follows. Between the hours of 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. from June 27th, extending through July 5th. Between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 midnight on the 4th of July. Section 2, that all ordinances or parts of ordinances conflict herewith are hereby repealed to the extent of the conflict only. We'll have the second read at the May 5th city council meeting.
2025 annual report.
You all have a copy of the latest annual report. Does anybody have any questions?
Do you need an approval on that?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the annual report as submitted for 2025.
So moved. Sorry.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 2024-2025 audit proposal.
The proposal for this year's audit is $16,250.
We have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
What was it last year?
2 years ago, I think it was around that same amount, or was it 14.5?
It was more than that because we had federal dollars. This time
Okay.
we will not have
Okay.
federal dollars.
Okay.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the audit proposal.
I'll make that motion.
Second, roll call.
Roll, Marla,
Yes.
Caleb.
Yeah.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Yes. Airport update revenue producing hangar.
This is just an update. This was approved in the November 25th Better news, when we approved it, we were going to be on the hook for 10%. Aeronautics Commission has decided that they will be participating in revenue producing projects again, so our match will only be 2.5%.
Yay.
Can we increase the size of the project?
I'm sure we can. To that, we're having an airport meeting on 4/29
You remind me of that, please.
at 10:30. So Mike will be here, Terry will be here, Aeronautics Commission will be here.
What was it again?
4/29 at 10:30.
What am I?
We missed SCPAA, work comp improvement recommendations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we need to do that. The SDPAA work comp improvement recommendations. Rhonda, you're up.
This is just some things that workers' comp wants us to have ongoing here. One is an accident investigation form. These are all forms that they have sent to us and want us to use their forms. Media policy, and I sent you all these. Basically, the media policy is the only one that's allowed to talk to media is the mayor. We need to have a policy acknowledgement that the employees have signed, that they've received everything. And then there's interview questions that you guys are supposed to follow when hiring new personnel. I sent everything to Aaron. Aaron says what I sent to him was fine. We're using the SDPAA templates. Those are good. They were developed in conjunction with his office.
I need a motion to approve those forms as presented.
Motion.
Second,
Yeah.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'd like to go into executive session for personnel matters.
Will that be the end of the meeting then after
Yes,
that?
sir.
You can just a quick pool update on on your funding.
So we've received 230. We received the state funding, and then at 200,000. And then we received 10,000 from the Sully County Community Foundation. I put an application in with AARP. I put another application in with,
Did we get money from Bank West?
We got money from Bank
we got
West.
8,750 from Bank West. I put another application in for pool funds. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And then I also did a request for a tree grant for $10,000 that only comes out about every 2 years. I got that all filled out and sent in also for matching, as far like we don't have to match anything, would be $10,000, and we can plant trees, take out trees that might have the bug infection or whatever, but I don't know when you hear back from that one. But as far as funding, that's all for the pool that I have.
The 200,000 one, so is that a matching one? So
This city matched it at 50%.
yeah, so 200 and then we match 200, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But I just keep applying for, if there's grants available out there, it doesn't hurt to apply for any of it and see what you can get. So, yeah, but we did get the 10 grand for, from the South Dakota, or the Sully County Community Foundation. The AARP one, I think, was 25,000 that I applied for.
Nice.
So,
Thank you.
otherwise I would make a motion to go into executive session,
Yes.
or I need a motion. I need a second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign.
I just need to get up and open the door because I need to get up and move something.
Wait till you get old.
You don't have to be old to.
Yeah. It's just worse when you get older.
Yeah.
I moved to increase Scott's salary or wage to $18 an hour and require that he's in a city vehicle while on site at the dump.
Second.
Roll call. Marla,
Yes.
Caleb, Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Yep.
Next.
I'll make a motion to hire Carter, Ellie, Jane, JC.
Ellie. Stacy. Yeah. Four.
Paige.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Yeah. She's
already
done.
Those three are done.
Contingent upon them passing their life-saving, courses?
Lifeguard certification.
Yeah, certification.
Second.
And that's at 20?
20.
Yeah.
Roll call. Marla,
Abstain.
Caleb.
Yes.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Yep.
Preston Kenny for summer rec.
I'll make a motion to hire him for summer rec at 6,000.
Second.
With the conditions listed.
Roll call. Marla,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yes.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Yep.
David Price, 50-cent increase for probationary period.
So moved.
Roll
Uh,
call. Marla,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yes.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
I make a motion to appoint Legina as the lifeguard manager.
Pool manager.
Pool manager. Yes, not.
I'll second that.
And wage.
Pro bono.
Yeah.
Pro bono.
What was it last year?
Previous wage,
4,300.
Yeah.
4,400.
as well as hire you as a lifeguard as.
That was already approved last
That
month.
was the last one.
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't here.
Second.
That's right.
Roll call. Marla,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yep.
Jessica, JR,
Yep.
Mike, Terry.
Bills.
Bill.
Motion to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
Roll call. Marla,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yep.
Jessica, JR,
Yes.
Mike, Terry.
Anything else for the good of the order? Did we get everything?
I believe so.
I need a motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.